Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Riz Talks. I'm your host, Riz, and I'm thrilled to have you here as we embark on our journey, explore some of the most pressing questions about who we are, where we headed, and what it truly means to be human. Our motto is to think again about abuse in the light of facts, statistics, and true history. Not take for granted what has been narrated. There are more sides to every story. So, here we challenge the way we see the world and ourselves. It's time to pause, reflect, and ask, who are we really? How has our history, both personal and collective, shaped our beliefs, our biases, and our choices? Do the things we hold to be true even matter in the grand scheme of humanity? Today's episode is titled Bizarre Billionaires, Eccentricities of the Ultra Rich. Do they lose the manual for normal human behavior? Let's look at some figures first. How much is a billion? If a house is worth $1 million, a billionaire would own 1,000 $1 million homes. Do we really need that many homes? There are approximately 2,800 billionaires worth $14 trillion, which generally increases every year from 10 to 15%, their net asset. They are from 78 countries. From Asia Pacific, there's 1,000. From America, there's 1,000 billionaires, and Europe, 700. Also, 100 billionaires from Middle East and Africa. If they all donated 10% of their 14 trillion, which is $1.4 trillion, they could lift nearly 2 billion people out of poverty. And if they donated 50% above about $7 trillion, they could end poverty on this planet. Should they be allowed to keep even more than 20%? Is that not more than enough for them to live very comfortably, especially when billions are going hungry and cannot afford basic needs, let alone medicines when they are sick? Welcome to life in the bizarre billionaire bubble, where billionaires buy their pet tigers and gold-plated everything, the weird, wonderful, and slightly absurd world. Let's not forget fashion. Some of the wealthiest people in the world wear plain t-shirts and sneakers. Those t-shirts alone cost $500. Let's talk about a few billionaires and their eccentric. The Colombian drug lord Pablo Escobar, one of the richest criminals in history, imported hippos to his private zoo at Hacienda Napoles. After his death, the hippos were left to roam and have since multiplied, becoming an invasive species in Colombia. Indian billionaire Mukesh Ambani built Antilia, a 27-story skyscraper in Mumbai, as his private residence. The building includes a helipad, a ballroom, and a garage for 168 cars. Let's talk about Mark Zuckerberg. Man eats only what he kills. Has an AI-powered butler named Jarvis for his home. The system controls lights, temperature, and even communicates in the voice of Morgan Freeman. Other Mexican drug lord Joaquin El Chapo Guzman, leader of the Sinaloa cartel, was known for his extravagant lifestyle, including gold-plated guns and a secret tunnel built in mansion. He did use the tunnel a few times. Elon Musk, who named his kid XAEA12, we thought it was a Wi-Fi password. And Japanese billionaire Yosaki Maezawa, who chased a trip around the moon aboard SpaceX or Starship. Jeff Bezos, who once spent $42 million on a clock buried inside a Texas mountain. The clock is designed to run for 10,000 years and chime once every millennium. And there's Russian billionaire Roman Abramovich, who owns a super yacht, the Eclipse, which is equipped with anti-missile systems, a submarine, and a laser shield to detect and deter paparazzi. There's PayPal co-founder Peter Thiel, who's invested millions in anti-aging research, including parabiosis, transfusing young blood into older individuals, and other life extension technologies. Similarly, Apple co-founder Steve Jobs followed a strict fruitarian diet, believing it would prevent body odor and the need for deodorant. He also experimented with extreme fasting and alternative medicines. Where does it end? There was the Oracle co-founder Larry Ellison with a fascination for Japanese culture, particularly samurai. He spent millions on samurai artifacts and even built a traditional Japanese-style estate in California, obviously. Chinese billionaire Jack Ma, founder of Alibaba, starred in a short kung fu film called Gong Shao Dao. The film features battling martial arts stars like Jet Li and Donnie Yen. So, where does their love for the extravagant and downright strange end? Forget normal hobbies. Rich people are busy buying islands, cloning their pets, or creating secret underground bunkers. Then there's the obsession with rare animals. Billionaires have been known to own everything from albino alligators to private cheetahs. One Saudi prince even has a fleet of gold-plated cars for his pet lion. Some of the quirkiest trends among the wealthy is wellness. And we're not talking chimps. They're into cryotherapy, vitamin drips, and $1,000 juice cleansers. And last but not least, the social competition among the ultra wealthy. It's not about keeping up with the Joneses. It's about outdoing them. That's why one billionaire will buy a yacht and the next will build a yacht with a smaller yacht inside it. Yes, that's a real thing. So why are the rich so weird? Psychologists suggest that wealth changes how people think. When money isn't a concern, the wealthy are free to pursue hobbies and luxuries that most of us won't even dream of. Basically, money gives you permission to be eccentric, or as some might say, borderline ridiculous. There's even research to back this up. Studies show that wealth can make people feel disconnected from everyday norms, feeling uh, complex, leading to more unusual behaviors. When you're surrounded by yes men and limitless resources, reality can feel optional. Are these weird habits and exorbitant expenses necessary for survival? No. Simple answer is no. Suppose it's okay for billionaires to indulge in these extravagances provided they are not allowed to accumulate wealth by exploiting the poor or the system. What can happen is, like billionaire Howard Hughes, an aviation pioneer and filmmaker, became increasingly reclusive in his later years. He spent days in a darkened room, obsessed with germs, and stored even his urine in jars to cut his nails. It is hurtful when corrupt businessmen, politicians, generals, and bureaucrats, etc., steal money either through bribes or tax evasion. It's money that doesn't belong to them and belongs to the people in that country. Like former Philippine dictator Ferdinand Marcos and his wife Imelda Marcos to buy over 3,000 pair of expensive shoes. Really? Or other mafias involved in human trafficking, mercenaries, drug cartels, accumulating money. There's the Mexican drug lord Los Zetos, who maintain a private zoo with exotic animals including lions and tigers. Also, we need to review the need for monarchies and limit on generational income, landed aristocracy. Can we not spend some of this money to solve human issues like poverty and sanitation, free medicine? Do we really need joyrides in space? So, not all is bleak. We do have philanthropist billionaires, some who even give 99% of their income to the poor or the causes they believe in. And finally, the rich do show us the importance of thinking big, sometimes too big, like 10,000-year clocks. But the willingness to take risks and think outside the box is part of what got them rich in the first place. But you don't need a private zoo. Maybe it's time to dream a little bigger. Thank you for joining this podcast. Remember, billionaires are just weird humans like us, like with way more money that can be spent on better things like humanity. So, again, are we living in a way that will leave this world better than we found it? It's now time to act. So please share the message with others. Think again, challenge ideas, join the conversation and subscribe. This is Risk Talks. Be curious, be kind, and come back for more.